Some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And you're gifted, all right.
What were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone because you lost this one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing this so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead and make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize it. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him in wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah, a couple of...
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, streaming across the balmy tundra of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Get out the copper tone, folks. Sunblock.
Temperatures rising. It isn't surprising.
She certainly can. Can.
I start to bet each way.
And we needed a disclaimer for that. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Little Stevie Casey is still away on assignment, and however, joining us this morning, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie Muttersbeck, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Ronnie, welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Everyone.
Wow.
Playing to
Lots
the crowd.
of energy out of Ronnie today.
Like Pete says, you got to sell it.
Sell it. That's right.
Good morning, everyone.
Wait till you hear our new promo this week coming up, folks. And engineering the Kenosha Today train wreck, the guy who always brings his A game to the table, Pistol Pete Surgeon, is here and in full command. Oh, we're starting off right out.
Yeah, you bet.
We're not starting, slow and tapering off from there. We're starting low, and we're going to go hopefully in the right direction here. For those who haven't heard, Pete and I have authorized a $29,000 study to hold an advisory referendum, shall the city of Kenosha expand the free roadkill pickup season to 365 years. So,
vote yes, I know, baby.
Apparently, boys and girls, that makes us the only referendum game in town. We're all alone, Pete, at the top of the voting list, and to think that my high school guidance counselor didn't think I'd amount to much.
Yeah,
So,
imagine that, yeah.
The skunk got squashed.
Yeah, here we go.
There you are. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the
Not the only thing dead in the middle of the road this morning.
Skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinking to high heaven.
You can go to our Kenosha Today Facebook page and see our newly proposed logo for the city of Kenosha. I know city spent $100,000, $50,000 for the logo and $50,000 to implement it, but ours cost nothing, and I think a little more thought process went into our version. Call us at 262-694-1050. For those who haven't heard, we are now here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon, bringing you 2 solid hours of absolutely nothing about nothing. However, we are expanding our horizons and being the watchdogs of Kenosha. Little Stevie is referred to as the big dog, and Uncle Scotty here is the little wiener dog, but actually, I prefer to go by the name Wonder Dog.
Wonder Dog.
Wiener dog is so
called.
demeaning.
Yeah, you want to go there. Here we go. All right.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, Pete, you win the lottery.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We always throw in big time money to figure out who's going to be the first caller, and Pete's on a roll. He's one
I can't sell any more squares. It's amazing.
No, Steve, again?
No. A word reached me just this morning that apparently he's got an illness, and I'm not sure what it's about. And if he's listening, call us. But he's been marked excused, and this is important when you're not going to be here.
I'm sorry if he's sick.
I don't know that for sure. I heard that he may have an illness, and I'm not sure if it's hunger pains or we brought in free donuts too. I mean, just for him. So.
Yeah, there's donuts today. Yeah.
Hey, Shirley.
I'm sorry he's not there.
Well, what about we're here?
I know.
We're always an afterthought.
That's okay. You guys are there. Yeah.
Chopped liver.
She can talk to me every day. She looks forward to Steve, I think is what it is.
Yeah, I talked to you, Pete, pretty much, don't you?
That's true,
Don't I?
yeah.
Shirley,
Shirley called in hungover yesterday.
you were hungover?
Wow.
Too much schnapps or?
Yep, it was my birthday Thursday.
Well,
Happy birthday.
Thursday. Okay, so you kind of overindulged then, huh?
Yeah, I had a little bit too much rum chata.
Rum chata.
Boilermakers.
Hey, Shirley, I guess the city council agenda came out this morning, and nowhere is the proposal to put the trolley issue back on as a referendum. So the old saying is, it's not over until the fat lady sings. You've heard that, right?
Right.
Now, I guess it's time, Pete.
Maestro!
Okay, everybody.
Hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song and make me feel at home while I miss my baby, while I miss my baby.
Okay, Shirley. Pete's is sitting over there.
It just puts the period on the end of the sentence. for me,
Yeah. They call the nail in the coffin. No, like I said, I guess the fat lady is singing now because there's no way they can get this to a referendum. Now, my question to you is, we'll see how sharp you are. You're pretty, your memory is cleared up, right?
Not really.
Shirley, how much of that stuff did you have?
I just partied it. I had so many phone calls, and it's just taken me days to get back to.
Okay, before I get my question, I got this. How does Shirley party? I'm trying to visualize this.
You don't want to know.
Okay. Hey, who sang that song? Who was the fat lady singing?
Oh, I just can't think of it.
Yeah, well, take a couple Bromo or Alka-Seltzer to call me in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, if you figure it out, here, Pete will play it for you one more time.
If I
Real
figure
quick.
it out, I'll call you back.
Oh, yeah.
All right, no, listen, Shirley. Here we go. All right.
Okay, everybody.
Hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong
I know the song.
and make me feel at
It's the fat lady singing.
while I miss
The
my
referendum is over.
while I miss my baby.
All right.
Yep,
Well,
I know the song, but I cannot think of who's singing
okay.
it.
Well, you got to think. I'll give the hint is, it's a fat lady singing. So
Kate Smith.
No.
That's not Kate Smith. Shirley.
no, Shirley. Well, all right. Go back to the cupboard, take out a couple shots, and mellow down by 11 o'clock. And call me when you're done.
Gonna take some more brain medicine, Shirley. Yeah.
All right, baby. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. Bye.
Sorry. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. This is Tammy Conforti from the Dream Playground Project. How are
Yes,
you?
Tammy. Good morning.
Good. I just wanted you to know that chivalry is not dead. And I was stuck in the snowbank, and someone from the Scott Barter show helped me out. I didn't catch his name because when I pulled away to say thank you, they were already gone.
Lies, rumors, innuendos. No, nobody. Well, there's only four of us, and one's laid up. And
Okay.
you were actually in a snowbank, and somebody picked you out? Helped you
Yeah,
out?
and he
What do you
said, I
look like?
recognize you from when you came on the Scott Barter show. I
Oh.
work for Scott Barter.
Oh, well, who does?
Wasn't me.
We don't have a lot of people standing up in this studio admitting to that, but I'm glad you got out. See,
What do you look like?
was it a guy?
He was tall with like blonde, sandy hair.
Oh,
I don't
jeez.
know.
You sure you didn't just dream this? You've been in the same Kahada that Shirley's been taking. Hey,
No, actually, I called in and I'd like to tell everybody about the exciting event we're having on January 25th.
right, I have
at
that
the
in my
UAW.
note, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have free food. We're going to have some great entertainment. People can come out with their families. It's a free family event. They can throw a couple donations our way, which would be great. We're going to do a parade of checks. So it's
parade
a good
of what?
opportunity for people to make some donations.
A
and
parade
to
of
have a
what?
good time.
Hang on, Tammy. A parade of what?
Checks. You know, like people coming up and giving a donation.
Writing checks.
Oh,
You know,
checks.
write
I'm
a
sorry.
check.
Scott.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's the first
No,
mis-
you're fine, Tammy.
Yeah,
It's just Scott was with Shirley.
I was in the Sherry. I was
Yeah.
with Shirley with the
Yeah,
Sherry
with Sherry
Kahada last
night.
night.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be Sunday, January 25th, 3 to 9 at the UAW, 3615 Washington Road. And you can sign up to purchase some bricks or some pickets, right?
Yes, you can.
And
Yes,
how
you
much money are you away from getting to, is it half a million?
We're about $200,000 away from our $1 million goal.
Okay. And the city anteed up how much?
$350.
$350. Okay. Well, we'll talk to some
They
people.
matched us because we raised $350, and now we've continually raised money, and now we're closer to $4. And combined, it's a great effort. And the city has been fabulous with the project, supporting it.
Now, I understand from Alderman Gordon that I think it's the week after Labor Day, is going to be the construction of all this.
Yeah, the community build. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to need about 300 volunteers a day
Okay.
for 6 days. People can sign up for 4-hour shifts. And when they come to our event on the 25th, they can also sign up to get on the volunteer registration.
Well, I plan on signing up, but it's been many, many years since I actually worked 4 straight hours. So you have something of in my capacity, because I'm not really
You're
good
doing
with
the water.
I'm doing. Oh, that's
there
right. I'm
is
handing
a
out
job.
water.
He's going to hand
There
out
is
water.
a job for everyone. You can work the hydration station. I don't mind.
Oh, hydration
as long as you
station.
come.
Well,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
I have a title. I don't
We'll
want to
give you some food. We'll let you work. And if power tools aren't your thing, then that's fine. We won't let you play with the power tools.
Tammy, screwdrivers and hammers aren't my thing.
Well, screwdriver and a glass is his thing.
Well,
There will be none of that going on.
no,
during the build.
absolutely not. Yeah.
After the build, the celebration, you can take part, but not during the build.
Okay, well, we'll get to that later. But again, on January 25th, 3 to 9, is it?
Yes, sir.
Get over to the UAW on Washington Road there and bring your checkbook and
Yes, sir.
make your donation.
We'll take cash, we'll take credit cards, we'll take checkbooks. All checks need to be made out to the Kenosha Achievement Center on paid to the order of, and in the memo line, the Kenosha Dream Playground Project.
Oh, so you're kind of going in. They have the bank account apparently then, right?
We have the 5013C
Oh, okay.
partnership.
Okay. That's a good thing you pointed out, because then it is tax deductible to those
Yes, sir.
making to
You will
see.
receive a tax-deductible document for your donation.
There you go. See, it pays to be an accountant. Okay. Well,
There you go.
Okay, thanks.
Tammy, I'm glad that one of our cohorts and our colleagues pulls you out of the snowbank. But so if you ever need us, again, we're a full-service operation here.
I'm hoping not to have that situation happen again. It was quite embarrassing, but it happens. What can you do?
What was more embarrassing, falling into the snowbank or admitting that you knew me? Probably, we should just let that go, right, Tammy?
I'm going to invoke my right.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Little Stevie was supposed to, we were going to always try to expand our horizons now, being the watchdogs of the community. And Little Stevie, the big dog, and he was supposed to, we were going to kind of disband and be bigger people, forget that paying the bill thing. And he was going to be bringing in his spine-tingling, after the 11 o'clock break, a new sponsor. And so we'll have to wait until we hear from him. From 11:30 at 11, we're going to, after the break, we have Kenosha Today's top 10 list. And 11:30, we're going to talk football, or if you want to talk about the Packers, as we get closer to the big game tomorrow. And like I said, one of the big topics was the crowd pressed on and just gave to the city clerk almost 6,000 signatures, thinking that this was going to persuade 7 aldermen and the mayor to put this on Monday night's city council agenda so that they can vote on it. They just voted on it back on, or passed it or down, voted it down, I should say, on December 15th. And I guess my view is, if this would have been done at least a year ago, or no less than last summer before the September vote, I think they might have had a very, very good chance of getting this to a referendum. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And I see this, Pete, in a paper this week. City of Kenosha is accepting requests for qualifications, electric streetcar phase 2 design services. Sounds like these people are taking this serious. I mean, they put out a request for
I would
this.
imagine so. It's been approved.
Yeah.
It's all systems go, and none of this was ever going to even really slow it down. The time for an advisory referendum is before the city council actually votes on it, because then you're advising what you think. Once it's already voted on and a done deal, well, it's kind of too late.
I did look it up. The city council could go back and vote on this.
Oh, sure, they could.
Oh, because this was advisory, not direct legislation, of which, if that's the case, they couldn't have done it for 2 years. But it's done. It's a foregone conclusion. And just in the last couple of weeks, there was a number of downtown merchants and even up on Harborside where the boathouse is that are all for the trolley because when they learned that the city was going to actually remove all the snow from the curbs and the sidewalks, just for that basis alone, it seems to be a good thing. So I don't know if we are qualified to, well, we were qualified under our view to submit a logo for the city.
Mm-hmm.
So professional architect and engineering services, that's us, to extend 1.7 miles. We have to have these bids in sometime in the next 30 days. So
that's plenty of time.
That's plenty of time. We don't need.
We can crash course if you pardon the pun on
Like
what to
your
do
promo
and get it going.
last minute.
Get my 4-year-old granddaughter together with crayons, and we'll come up with a plan.
Hey, I had no issues with my train set as a kid, except when I couldn't get it together, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, we're qualified. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm not really from the city of Kenosha, but I kind of live right next door all the time.
Where's that?
Well, Tobin and Pleasant Prairie and thereabouts.
Yeah, we've heard of Pleasant Prairie.
I'm sorry.
We've heard of Pleasant Prairie.
No, I mean I'm sorry.
Okay, so what is your comment?
How can you believe that those people will move the snow?
Well, these are city aldermen. This is the city hall. They said so.
Yeah, right.
Well, when people out in Pleasant Prairie and from your town hall, they say they're going to do something, they follow through. And I had a number of aldermen thought that they...
In whose dreams?
Yeah, I was going to say, what color is the sky in their world? But actually, there was a number of aldermen that told me this last couple of weeks that they thought the city was removing the snow from the downtown, just a normal procedure, which is they've done it once in 5 years.
You mean just like they always did when they first put in that mall?
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
And just like uptown when they put in all that junk on 22nd Avenue.
Yeah. So why don't you move from Pleasant Prairie and move into the city?
I'll pass.
Not even going to think it over, no even hesitation? Well, all I can tell you is when the merchants from 6th Avenue and the Mike Bjorns and through there and up on the boathouse on Harborside, a number of them found out that the city was going to actually remove the snow because there's no place for it to go. Then they said, okay, I'll sign on just for that basis alone.
They said they were going to move it.
Well, that's right.
That doesn't mean they're going to move it.
Well, we have a snow removal team here from the Kenosha Today show, and we proved that point out in the 17th district here.
Give Pete a big shovel.
Oh, I got a big shovel. Don't worry. Yeah.
We shovel it pretty good here on Saturday morning. So, all right. Anything else?
He's used to it.
Hey, what's going on out in Pleasant Prairie? Anything worthwhile?
Yeah. I haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
Nobody showed me.
Okay.
New
all
town
right.
hall they're building.
Yeah, you're building a new town hall. There's your tax dollars at work.
That's not a town hall. That's a fire station.
Well, I thought you were going to get a new office out there, too. Right in that.
Oh, they're going to move it in the old fire station.
Oh, well, there you go. So you'll feel safe at night every night you go to sleep, right? You'll pass, too?
He's sleeping.
All right. I got to take another call. Thank you very much.
Better be careful.
Yeah, okay. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the right time to talk about this, but because the wife and I went to that winter dance party they had there at Montegrotto last night.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, it was terrible. Number one, that it wasn't nowhere to park. Number two, we were going up the stairs to get up there, and it was so jammed that you could barely move. And afterwards, when we got up there, the crowd was over the capacity of the hall. I know that hall, I was told, holds about 1,000 people, and it was so packed in there. And then a guy had a heart attack, and the guys from the EMT had a hard time getting up the stairs to this guy. And so the wife and I, we left.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, I thought the...
it was over.
Was that the Elvis thing?
No, that was not the Elvis thing. This was the Buddy Holly and
yeah,
Big Bopper
right.
and
in the age of of the people there from anywhere from 40 to 80. There would have been a fire there. People like would have got trampled. It was terrible.
Well, I think the capacity is somewhere around 600. I don't think it's quite 1,000. But
really, my God,
that's don't quote me on it, but that's what I thought.
Right? No, but I'd like to. I'd like to talk to Happy's once to see what they actually saw, but it was way too much for us. I mean, we left.
Well, call Frank Carmichael on what's that? What's he on? 3 to 5 on happenings. One to three. Q to 3. And his happenings Q&A. He'll give you an answer.
Yeah, but I don't think he takes any calls on the radio, but he just talks.
Oh well, we take calls and.
Yeah.
You know, it was really. I'm sure their hearts were in a good place, and I gotta, on the other side of this, congratulate Frank Carmel because he's brought more events to this town than anybody else has, and this is a prime example how the people turned out for this. They were here in '59, I believe. And
yeah, because I was there like at the last one, but I mean, that building.
Yeah,
it is really old, and the structure. I don't know if it could take all those people up on that floor. It's just it's kind of really. To the wife, she began to panic, so we left.
Well, I'm sorry you had a bad time, but I know their intentions were good, and obviously,
definitely. I agree.
I hope the guy that had the heart attack
Did he live?
survives. Yeah, and but at any rate. I appreciate your calling and letting us know and keep us informed on anything else that goes on.
Okay.
All right.
Betcha.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I got to read a couple sponsors here. What do we got? About a minute for weather or something?
Yeah, we got a promo and weather, and we're right back.
And then we got the things we're going to talk about. If you want to, I think it's a done deal, the issue. But if you want to help us forge our plan ahead for the streetcar professional design. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, because we're going to get on board for some of this.
Yeah, we're going to,
Sure.
And there's an ad in the downtown Kenosha. It was kind of like the happenings. Tourism supports existing business, portrays a positive community image. For 2013, $167 million total spent by travelers. 2,875 local full-time jobs. 69 million total resident income attributed to tourism-related jobs. And $19 million for total state and local revenues generated in travelers' expenditures. Boy, I tell you, I'd like to know what the colors of the sky in this guy's world when he came up with this thing. I mean, I'd like to hear somebody comment on that. $167 million in the year 2013.
In Kenosha County.
In Kenosha
County.
Oh,
yeah. I remember when we reported that story when it came out. It was last January.
You reported
those numbers. Mm-hmm. I actually saved the copy. I put it in the back of my yellow pad in case I had to reference back in certain conversations. So
also, I guess the referendum people got 6,000 signatures, and it looks like it's all for not now. So not now, not now, forever. And we've got when the fat lady starts singing, Pete. Let's go to the break with this. Here's the fat lady singing.
All right, let's cue up that fat lady singing.
Fat lady singing. It is over. Kenosha. If you just tuned in, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the Kenosha City Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your dial. Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. Little Stevie Casey has been officially marked absent this morning, we understand he might be having an illness. So if that's the case, Stevie, we wish you well, and let us know where we are. So we'll get Shirley with her bottle of Muscatel, and we'll come down and see you. Or over to see you, wherever you are.
Yeah, that'll raise the spirits.
Come on, Pete, it's about the giving.
Of course. Oh, yeah, yes, it is.
However, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie Muttersbach, is here this morning at Camp Happy Face.
Hey.
Sounds like I've been in Shirley. I took a stop at Shirley's before I got here. In engineering this morning's train wreck, WLIP's go-to guy for news, weather, sports, and the star of the ever-popular weekly 5 to 7 p.m. talk show, Lip Off. Did I say Flip Off? Lip Off.
Flip Off. Yeah, all right.
The always alert Pistol Pete Surgeon joins their encounter group, bringing his A game to the table.
What a joint. Reminds me of the reform school.
Yeah. You bet.
For those who have missed it, Kenosha Today show has been extended 1 hour, now airing from 10 a.m. until noon every Saturday morning. So instead of only 1 hour of a show about nothing, you're going to get 2 hours of a show completely about nothing. So take that, huh? You can hear tomorrow the replay of the radio broadcast tomorrow on Sundays at noon right here on WAP AM 1050. You can even find us on YouTube 24/7. Just go to the Kenosha Today or just type in Kenosha Today. And we were talking about the streetcar. I still think one of the all-time great quotes was from a couple weeks ago from Alderman Pat Giuliani. You can find a lot of reasons not to have a lot of things, but you know what? We'd still be smelling horse poop and having hitching posts in front of our businesses. So that goes down as one of my all-time favorites. But I guess now, I wonder if, like I said,
he's such a wordsmith. I love it.
I wonder if he wrote that himself or he had help.
No, I think he wrote it.
Oh, well,
I believe it.
And we were talking about this tourism supports existing businesses. $167 million spent by travelers. 2,875 local jobs supported by tourism. I'd like to know where all these people ended up going. State and local tax revenues generated from travelers, $19 million. Well, like the guy from Pleasant Prairie says, this is if the city says it's here, I mean, you got to believe it, right?
Is it? I mean, does it come down to because we're so close to it, maybe we don't see it? I mean, tourism is. There's the lakefront. There is the streetcars. I know it makes people chuckle. There is stuff to do here in the summertime, and that was the whole county, for the record, too.
Yeah, that's
so.
That's
you know,
true.
not just the city. You could talk about the fairs. You can talk about other things too that maybe go into that.
Well, as soon as you said that, Pete, this includes Kenosha County. Next thing you know, we're going to run the trolley out to the Wilmot Fair or something. The county fair.
That's about 5 extensions down the road.
Yeah. And we had this discussion last week because the city, we had the marina that cost us $22 million, of which was sold in 2003 for only 1.6. Had that gone to a referendum, everybody said that more than likely wouldn't pass. And so I've proposed for the city to ante up $22 million and build Scotty's Country Club on 9-hole course on the old Chrysler site. And then I'm going to buy it back in a year after it's built for 1.6. But, you know...
Show me the money, Scotty.
No, well...
Show me the money.
You show me the golf course, because this is going to be a state-of-the-art thing, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we talked about it along 60th Street and 30th Avenue, you're going to have a hazard hole. If your ball melts or disintegrates, no penalty assessed, you get a free drop.
Correct.
And if your partner disappears completely, you just put a line through the guy's name, and we'll give you your money back.
Play through.
Play through.
Yeah.
And one of the unique holes, and for those that are golfers, call me on this, because this is really neat. It's a par 12, and you tee up along the railroad tracks along 60th Street. You got to bank it off the jockey building, and you end up at a green over on 52nd Street. So, I mean, it's going to present some challenges. And, of course, we're going to have a strict dress code. All the ladies wearing halter tops, tank tops, and short shorts get to play for free. Now, you chuckle.
It's a Wisconsin golf course, dude. What are you doing?
This wasn't my rule. This is a PGA rule.
Oh, of course.
Perverts meaning... PGA meaning Perverts Golf Association.
Yeah, of course. Oh, boy.
So anyway, it's going to be golfer friendly, and I think that's got some possibilities. If you give us a call about anything, football game or the trolley extension, it's going to happen. It's now, because Pete and I are going to be, and Ryan are going to be applying for to be the engineers on this deal.
I want to worry about the clubhouse.
Oh, the clubhouse of the golf?
Yeah.
Oh, see? Well,
you're going to work in the pro shop?
I'll design it.
Sure. We got jobs for everybody. My God, we got, talk about tourism, 167.8. That's going to have to go up to 167.9 once this golf course is done. This is talk about jobs. Last Sunday, the Kenosha News, in their opinion section, they always have this Dart and Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this headline was Ethics Board Doesn't Understand Role. And it said to the city of, this was a dart, to the City of Kenosha Ethics Board for moving forward with an investigation into the committee meeting attendance of 2 aldermen, David Bagdala and G. John Ruffalo. There is no ethical claim to be made here if the 2 aldermen in question don't attend meetings. It's up to the constituents to send them packing in the next election. If the attendance at committee meetings is such a serious concern, perhaps the board should review the records of all aldermen attending this process during this process.
No pun intended.
Well, yeah, Ethics Board doesn't understand role. I don't think the Kenosha News understands their role, and in my view, their role should be to report the news, not manufacture the news. And what they're saying here, and I dug this up because what they're saying, aldermen should be held to a lower standard. Here's a specific ordinance. You can look it up on their 1.01, mandatory responsibilities, duties of aldermen, unless excused or for particular meetings of common council, in addition to attend each duly scheduled regular or special meeting of the common council and regular scheduled or special meeting of the committee. I mean, that's an ordinance.
So is the Kenosha News trying to argue that just by breaking an ordinance is not in and of itself unethical?
Apparently, that's what I take.
That would be my takeaway.
And then in the ordinance 30.06, ethics standards for ethical conduct, laws, rules, and regulations. No covered personnel in the course of their service, employment intentionally violate, cause to be violated, or direct to be violated any federal, state, or city law or regulation. So I guess what this says, if according to the Kenosha News, the next time anybody, one of our listeners, gets a parking ticket, take it over to the municipal court and say the Kenosha News says these ordinances don't apply to me.
You find they publish drunken driving convictions, especially for first-time people. There's a little bit of hypocrisy there, don't you think?
But
I mean, whatever.
You have
whatever you got to fill column inches with, but it's just,
But if you have an ordinance specifically designed that aldermen got to go to meetings, what if all 17 aldermen says, all right, I'm not showing up?
Well, you know what? Did you hear about, I think, Independence, Wisconsin? They couldn't get a quorum because half of their city council was gone.
Yeah.
One person passed away, unfortunately, and 2 others resigned. They had no quorum. So what I suggested on my weekday show, Lip Off, is that...
5 to 7, Monday through Friday.
Correct, that's right. What I suggested is that we loan them some aldermen so that they can have a quorum.
Pete, we don't want to loan them. Give it to them.
Oh, you want a grant? Should we do it like a grant? An alderman grant?
So don't return to sender. They're yours.
So, I mean, they're down 3, but I think we could send them like a couple spares.
Yeah.
Could we send like 4 or 5 up there maybe?
Yeah. Well,
something like that,
at least 3. This is, that's what...
Pick names out of a hat?
I remember the day afternoon I walked my daughter down the aisle, and I give her hand to my future son-in-law. I says, this is not a loan. I don't want her back. So that'd be the same.
Dad. Yeah.
You're just sweating bullets. But this would be a good thing for us. We'll get a couple, but we don't want to loan them. We'll just let them keep them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hello, this is Kurt Wicklund, one of the loaner aldermen from District 8.
Oh, no, you're not going nowhere.
Your name's not in the hat, Kurt.
You're not going nowhere. Snappy dresser like you?
With an over 100% attendance record at my common council and committee meetings. So Kenosha News can review my record all they want.
We have.
Yeah, well, good. That's what a watchdog's there for to do, right?
So, I mean, this is now, I guess it was really a done deal back weeks ago. Again, in my view, I don't know what the 6,000 signatures represented, other than, I guess, if they would have got a couple more aldermen, you needed 7 to put it to bring it back.
Well, we'll find out next week if 7 aldermen are willing to sponsor that.
Well, wait a minute. I got the your agenda for Monday. It's not on there.
Right, but as long as if they put it in by Tuesday, 24 hours before the meeting, 7 aldermen can introduce it to the agenda.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Because of Martin Luther King Day, the meeting won't be on Monday. It'll be on Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh, I get it. Oh,
thank you. I forgot to point that out. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
Well, we'll have to see. I think it's a done deal. And did you hear, usually when it's over, the fat lady starts singing. And I don't know if you heard this, but the fat lady has started to sing in this case. Here you go.
Okay, everybody. Hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song and make me feel at home while I miss my baby, while I miss my baby.
Great version of it too, I think.
As you can tell, we're taking this serious, and now that the city has put in, we're going to bid on. Our group here is going to bid on the accepting the for the the professional design of the streetcar. So I think we're more than qualified.
Well, get your bid in, and we'll give it a fair shake.
Yeah. I can hear the sincerity in your voice.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to
go
mention
ahead.
a couple of things.
Sure.
Just on the since you brought up the estimates of the tourism dollars that are spent here in Kenosha County, I was going through doing some research about a month ago, and I'm in my car. I can't pull it up right now,
Okay.
but perhaps you guys want to do some search through. I believe it was 2005 or 2006. There's an article in the Kenosha News, and it quoted the Kenosha Convention and Tourism Bureau. These are the folks that issue these dollars amounts, not the city. And their estimate in 2005 or 2006 was that tourism in the county was $225 million. So we still haven't recovered from the impact of the economic disaster that was 2008. So we're still, before 2008, we were doing even better than we are doing now. So there's no reason to think that, especially with the Kingfish doing so well, and if we get the casino, the tourism is just going to skyrocket in this county. So
Yeah, but you got to understand my concern from where I'm sitting. 167 million, and again, this is estimate. I'd even take on the 224 million back 8-9 years ago. That seems like a tremendous amount of money. 167 million. That's a little bit bigger than my bar tab. Not by much, but give or take.
Right.
But I mean, if that's, I just would like to know, have somebody let me know how these estimates are derived.
Well, I would get in touch with the convention, Kenosha, the Convention and Tourism Bureau. They're building right there across from the post office. I might be butchering their official name a little bit, but they're the source of those numbers.
Okay.
And as far as Mr. Casey,
yeah,
I just visited him in his hospital room. He had surgery yesterday.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so he's a little groggy, but he's stronger than he was earlier this week. So doctors said, from what I understand, the surgery went well, and he'll be back discussing hot dogs and heavens on the bun.
Jeez. Well, I'm surprised though. I just heard bits and pieces about it. Steve, if you're listening, I hope you get better because we miss you, and in all sincerity. So, well, thanks for enlightening us to that point.
Sure.
Hey, have you on to another topic? Have you decided on your spring wardrobe?
Well, now before we get into that, Kurt, I found your theme song, my friend. If you want.
Oh, here you go. Before we get to that.
Uh oh.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave.
Awesome. Actually, when we encourage Pete too much, and this is what happens.
Can you imagine walking onto the city council floor? Here comes Kurt Wixon. Woo!
Yeah. I said to the beginning,
setting the bar high.
This seems surreal every time we bring it up.
Well, I guess. Well, if you want to answer, otherwise we'll just let Pete fool around.
I could not possibly give advance warning on the spring surprise that's coming. So.
Oh, surprise!
Oh, wow! All right.
Anticipation.
Is it an Easter egg color by chance?
Build up the act.
Hawaiian shirts.
Build up the act. That's right. All right.
Well, anyway, guys, full steam ahead with your 2 hours. I enjoy listening to your show. I enjoy Lip Off. It's great local radio.
No.
I like Lip Off better.
Kurt, you were doing so well. You were doing so well. What's that barking in the background? You over at the dog park?
The dog park? Actually, I'm going to head there today. My puppies are in the back seat right now and kind of urging me in that direction right even as we speak.
Hey, your buddy Rosenberg is supposed to get us a Kenosha Today fire hydrant over there. Check that out.
Better.
Yeah.
He better. We're holding him to that.
Okay, because we're looking for the first leak coming in the spring. So, all right, Kurt. Thanks a lot.
All right. More power to you guys. Take care.
For my hat, too sexy for my hat. What you
Oh, Pete. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, man. That's creativity, man. That's creativity. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Boy, that's a tough act to follow. Hi, Scott Gordon. How are you?
Well, we got one for you, too, maybe.
Yeah, you know what?
No, that was the last guy.
We're not going there.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Pete, if you find a new one, that's fine.
All right.
I don't ever want to hear that one again. Hey, guys. I just got a call because you hit a bone with on the Kenosha News and listen to the editorial that Steve Lund put in about the pending call for the non-binding referendum on the streetcar expansion. I really think Steve Lund gets it. I really do. Now, on the reporter side of it, it seems like certain reporters at the Kenosha News like to spin stories a certain way to kind of maybe ruffle a feather or two. I mean, you saw that beautiful yellow highlight of my quote in page 1 this week. And,
their job is to sell newspapers, and this is a opinion section, so that's his opinion. But again, in some of these things, like I said, I think they ought to report the news, not manufacture the news. But they've done this all the time. So
you might be onto something there. But, I just, I've spoken with a lot of people, this week. Now, 6,000 signatures are great, but again, I haven't seen one. You would think if a group is trying to sway you to join their side or whatever, they would make an effort to see, to drop them off to your make conference. But I haven't seen one. I have talked to a couple of people that have gone through the list, and there's a decent percentage of non-Kenosha residents in that number. It's like, talked to a couple of people who walked in to pay their taxes in December, and it was like, hey, sign this, we'll lower your taxes. Or, another one was told, hey, if they do this thing, our taxes are going way up. So, if you don't know what's going on, you're going to sign it. You're going to put your name on something. But there is a distinct line in the sand drawn in our town that I've figured out, and others have concurred. If you've been in this town less than 20 years and you're under 50, the majority there really could care less and would be in favor of the expansion. They get it. They look at this as a catalyst, to make our town bigger and better. The other group, you might say the retirees, the early retirees out of the plants around town and stuff, who don't go downtown, who have no desire to go downtown. I mean, it's about, $5 on your tax bill every year for the operation of the streetcar. I mean, if every downtown merchant offered a $5 streetcar discount, come on in, we'll give you $5 off your purchase, they still wouldn't go downtown. It's just, they don't get it. They don't want the promotion of tourism. They kind of want Kenosha to stay like it was back in the day, or bring it back to the way it was in the day. And my view on that is simply, I won't be in favor of that. I'm looking always, blinders off, looking what can we do to make Kenosha bigger, better, and ultimately bring more business in here to lower the tax base of the average.
Hey, how about my favorite quote here from Pat Giuliani? You can find reasons to not have a lot of things, but you know what? We'd still be smelling horse poop and have hitching posts in front of our business. Now, there you go.
My friend Pat has a unique way of expressing himself, and I love the guy. The guy is a true friend. He has a unique way. I at times have caught myself saying things I really shouldn't have said the way I said them, but you know what? I am who I am.
Yeah.
And if this is the item, if this is my George Petak moment, and if anybody doesn't know who George Petak was, he was the state senator who gave the deciding vote on Miller Park, and was recalled and was thrown out of office.
Only state senator ever to be recalled.
Yeah, and people, when you make light of that, sort of bums out. I mean, if this is the thing that's gonna cause me not to continue on in public service in this community, well, I'll know in 4 years I've done a lot for this city, and I will leave with my head high held, and my kid can tell his kids, your grandpa was involved in that. Your grandpa was involved in this.
I'll be honest with you, Scott. I don't think it's going to be, and I call BS on the whole big movement thing, but that's another.
Scott, I got to let you go. I got another couple calls waiting.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
How are you guys today?
Oh, very fine. Who are we talking to?
This is Anthony from in Libertyville right now.
Okay, Anthony. Again, somebody's chasing you around the Midwest, and you're out of Wisconsin now. Go ahead, Anthony. What's on your mind?
How dare you give a theme song to that wet behind the ears interloper, brand new, don't nothing alderman? I've given blood, sweat, tears,
Where's the tissue here, Pete? Where's the tissue?
Endless hours in that council. And I don't have a theme song, and this newbie, this well-dressed
hang on,
newbie gets a freaking theme song? Is that the way it works?
You got it, Pete?
Which one do you want to have here, Scott? Do you want to have the fat lady singing, or
do whatever you got?
You want?
Fat, right?
No.
No, that was the earlier bit.
We've got something for you.
That was the earlier bit. Well, I was going to go down and look for something from Blood, Sweat, and Tears since. You
were crying, but you're right.
Out there.
You got to wear a snappy white three-piece suit.
I mean, I have been in that council chamber for hours and hours on end compared to that newbie. And I gain nothing. I get no kind of respect. No, I don't get a theme song, something that they play when I walk in. And if you say, "Here comes the judge," screw you guys.
Well, we got it.
Wait a minute, I got to find it here, though. Yeah, all right. I got. I'm on it, Anthony.
You threw the gauntlet down, and we're the wrong guys that you want to bring that. So you've enjoyed every moment here, right?
I have it.
Here we go.
All right. Here's what we got for you.
I've got it for you here. Here we go.
Because I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
Anthony, because you asked for it.
No trouble. I'm all about
Thank you. Now I feel better.
See, there you
go. all your years. How long you been an alderman?
I got elected in 2008.
Okay. So all of your years and all of your hours, countless hours, have not gone to waste because, here we are in January, whatever is this, the 17th, and we finally have a theme song for you. We don't want to feel this slighted. Oh, do you? Well, call us.
I think my theme song is better than Kurt, so I feel better.
Well,
now they're going to start competing as a better theme song.
Yeah. This is not a calling an alderman with the theme song business. Although we got
It'd be like WWF, you walk on the stage and they start playing the songs, a little snippet.
Hey, see, what was I going to ask you?
I'm sure it was fascinating.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought here. What do you think? I think did I ask you last week about the possibilities of my golf course, Scotty's Country Club, being putting on an agenda, $29,000 study to put my golf course over there?
Yeah, I think we get a golf course.
Yeah, I think okay. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page, We don't want to have to be playing all funny music all morning long.
Well, we can do that too.
We put a 9-hole golf course in there. I told you, that's no problem, especially if you're going to pay for it. Remember, it's the Scott Barter Memorial Golf Course.
Don't say memorial. We want the city to ante up to the taxpayers $22 million like they did the marina. I'll buy it in a year for $1.6.
Hey! It's going to cost. We think it's going to cost $30 million to fix that thing. We already got 20 on the table. We're looking for another 10. I'm sure Scott Barter Foundation can come up with $10 million. You don't pay your bar bill, that's half of it.
Guess I had that coming, huh, Anthony? Well, okay. Well, we'll have to think. We're also going to apply to be the engineers on the trolley extension, because after all, you guys paid $100,000 for that.
Dude, I heard you can't even walk in snow. How are you going to drive a trolley in snow?
You can't even upload a video to YouTube.
We're not going to drive the trolley. That's going to take too long to memorize the route for Pete and I, or at least for me. We're going to apply to be the engineering firm. Because it was in the paper the other day.
Oh, I see. You guys are going to be the brains behind the thing.
The brains, that's us. The brains behind this stuff. We're going to get my 4-year-old granddaughter, who incidentally could have come up with a logo better than what you guys paid $100,000 for, but she's got some new color crayons.
Do you like living in the city of Kenosha, Scott, or is there someone again forcing you to stay here? Are you under some kind of work release program that you're not allowed to leave Kenosha?
I told Ron that's
being here, or you might be on the same kind of program here.
Ankle bracelet.
That's when my ankle bracelet keeps going off every half hour. In fact, when this show got extended to 2 hours, I had to get special permission from the detention center.
Yeah, I had to sign off on it.
People had to sign off. All right, Anthony. All right, you keep up the good work and call in. We got more songs. Any other aldermen?
I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass,
dedicated to Alderman Anthony Kennedy.
I got to have all these ready now in case they call in.
We're going to take over Lou Organi's Music with the Stars.
I mean, you can if you want to.
I got to read. Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today weekly report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, being brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. In our Kenosha Today trolley barn this morning, little Stevie is away on illness, and Captain Ronnie Muttersbach and the ever-alert Pistol Pete Sergeant.
Yeah, I'm the alert one this time.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Article in the paper that I don't know a lot of people know this, and that's why they tune in and listen to this
Yes,
nonsense.
right.
Because
Good information.
In year 2015, everybody's going to get 1 extra second. Like leap year.
A leap second.
You're going to
Sure,
leap
right,
second.
yeah.
That's what they're calling it. And it was decreed by astronomers at the International Earth Rotation. I didn't even know they had a place like that.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
How do you apply for a job there, man?
It's out in Paris.
Bet you that's
The extra
Wisconsin?
Huh?
Paris, Wisconsin?
No, it's Paris, France.
That
Come on,
Paris.
Pete, don't try to.
We have the more famous Paris anyway.
Yeah.
The extra second's going to be tacked on to the final minute in June 30th, and so
What will we do?
There you go. What did you say, Ron? What will we do?
What will we do with it?
Written in our home office. How timely that is. On the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. This morning's top 10 categories. This is the top 10 ways Kenoshans can spend the extra second that they get in 2015. That's building up the act, huh?
Gotta sell it, baby.
Yeah.
It's only a minute, so you better get going.
Okay. Number 10 can now buy the more expensive super glue that takes longer to harden. That extra second.
There you go.
Number
Boom.
9 gives trolley drivers extra time to memorize the route. Time well spent. Number 8. That's all the time a person needs to read a dopey Kenosha News editorial. Number 7. Leap second will be tacked on when a giant ball drops on the roof at the Southport Beach House. Number 6. Provides plenty of time for aldermen to start attending committee meetings. Thank God for disclaimers, Pete. Number 5. Desperately need the extra second to shovel snow out of the 17th district. Number 4. Actual time will be figured by the number of roadkill divided by pi r square. Number 3. Allows an advisory referendum to spin out on its own axis. Number 2. Basically describes Scott's love life.
Ouch.
1 second, Scotty.
Leap second, wow.
And the number 1 way Kenoshans can spend the extra second they get in 2015. That's all the time it will take to listen to the highlights of a typical Kenosha Today show.
Yeah.
1 second.
Woo.
Yeah.
What? Talk about long gone are the days of duct tape and a prayer with this show. I mean, we got
there
songs
was never
for-
any praying involved. trust me.
we got something for everybody now. If you got to have a question about, comment about anything, 262-694-1050. Coming up in a couple weeks on Saturday, January 31st, we're going to do our 2-hour radiothon. We used to do this on television to raise money for the Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Foundation in memory of Charles Evan Vandenberg, who passed away by the age of 5 on March 12, 2010. So we're going to have more of that as we get into next week, and then it'll be the week after that. So we're going to try to raise some money for that foundation. Also, the Brat Stop is going to host a book signing for the guy, Joe Campolo, who was on our TV show sometime back. It's going to be Saturday, January 31st at 11 to 3 p.m. He's also going to be at the Military Collectibles Show on January 24th and 25th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. At the American Legion Post 21, 504 58th Street. And it's only $4 entry. And I think they're going to have a chili cook-off on one of those days.
Ooh.
And Joe Campolo wrote this Kansas City NCO. He's going to have a book signing, and it's about his experiences. It's a true story.
Oh, yeah, I remember when he was on the show.
About his experience in Vietnam and how a couple guys black marketeered, a whole bunch of things and made millions of dollars. We already talked about the Dream Playground. Now, here's a couple topics I came across this week. Pete, a school board. You think our school boards? Our school board, by the way, we have 5 new people, or 3. There's 3 seats up for the school board. And Tamara Coleman's up. Mary Snyder's an existing board member, and so is Carl Bryant, being challenged by Mike Falkowski. Boy, I got to be careful there, don't I? Tony Garcia. And there's not going to be a need for a primary. So the 5 of them are going to go to the general election in April, vying for the 3 seats. So I'm sure we're going to have probably some questions and some interviews with those folks coming up. But here's a school board in Georgia. Taken an unprecedented step, this is a true story, to protect middle school students from an attacking gunman. Now, what they're doing is they're arming all the students with canned vegetables. I'm serious. I saw this. And they're allowing them to fill their backpacks with cans of green beans, corn, carrots, broccoli, etc. And I'm thinking, they were showing this on the news, was a perfect way, I thought, to combat some crazy. It was a 9mm Glock on a 30-round clip. Just give them the old bean and carrot treatment, and man, that ought to put the fear of God in them. I was thinking, forget dying for the 72 virgins. You got to think of the bigger picture here, Pete. You got to start dying for the Jolly Green Giant.
Well, I was going to say it's the Jolly Green Giant defense, right?
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
We have that?
I'm working on it.
Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. So, put a can of green beans and corn in everybody's backpack, and some guy comes in with a 9mm 30-round clip Glock. Yeah, just toss, beat the devil out of him.
Jolly. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant.
Boy, that'll throw the fear of God in him, won't it?
I thought the point was to keep the kids out of the way, not flinging cans of food at the gunman, right?
Well, I just didn't understand. You guys got a 9mm with 30 rounds in the clip, and you're going to hit him with a can of peas?
I mean, if you have the element of surprise, maybe you sneak up behind him and you hope to have the best aim you ever had in your life.
All right, I harken back to my youthful, carefree days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School, and a guy comes in, and I'm going to go with a gun. Mm-hmm. I'm the first one out.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, exactly.
And pelt this guy with a can of green beans.
You're talking to the guy who didn't sit through fire drills, let alone
right.
Anything else.
And to go along with that, somewhat, a number of elementary schools in Florida, they're banning recess, claiming that the kids don't learn anything running around in a playground playing kickball. Now, I might not have made it to Harvard, but
I learned how to charge the mount.
I was able to get Rita Rozelovich's phone number, and the rest of that's pretty much history.
I'm sure she's proud of that.
Yeah. And then this was in the news briefs. People planning on calling the IRS this spring. Good luck with that. 100 million people expected to call this year, if they got a question. And because the IRS has had so many cutbacks, minimum 30-minute wait if you want to actually talk to someone. Mm. And apparently this is the IRS's way to be compared to the DMV.
They were jealous.
Same thing, right?
Yeah. Longest wait times.
Yeah. And so if you're...
talk to the green
This is kind of like a full... yeah. This would be like a full-time assault.
Valley of the Jolly. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
I'm trying to talk about taxes, Peter.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's very serious.
Well, I was going to say it's kind of open season on the IRS, so if anybody wants to claim me as a dependent, this will probably be the year to take me. God knows I need that.
No one wants to claim you.
Yeah, probably not.
We barely want to claim you.
So let's see. Anyway, this is a serious issue. If somebody wants to call us, 262-694-1050. School accountability bill is going to be held in the Assembly Education Committee coming up, or was this last week. And it puts 6 schools, Bradford, Bain School of Language and Art, Brass, Frank, Grant, Wilson Elementary, going to fall into a failing school category. They could be targeted to be considered a charter school. And I'm not exactly, does that mean they're private?
Mm-hmm.
And
it puts, the Assembly bill, there's 2 different bills, and it gets a little confusing. The State Assembly has a bill, and the State Senate has a separate bill, and they do 2 different things. So if the Assembly bill were to pass as is, it would create a board, and failing schools would be accountable now to this board instead of to the local districts. Yeah. And Bradford and some of the other ones you mentioned there would fall under this category. And it would also change the grading system. Schools would be graded on an A through F scale. So,
well, is this going to bring back, for those that are passionate into education, teaching to the test? I mean, nobody wants to fail and have a high school end up in this category.
Yeah,
here's basically
interesting.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's got a question on that, or enlighten me, because I'm not following education as much as I should with all the other things.
Not when there's streetcars.
Not when there's streetcars
going
and referendums.
No, come on, education.
Education.
How tall is the Green Giant?
Oh,
wait a minute. Let's find out.
Valley of the Jolly. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Actually, they have a statue of him in Blue Earth, Minnesota. Yeah.
I really hope there wasn't a referendum for that. That wouldn't have passed.
I got to read a couple sponsors there. You guys, is this something I want to get? I should be involved in kindness.
Yeah, you're all about kindness.
That's right. You are. Kenosha will honor its cultural diversity during Kindness Week, and they got a whole bunch of programs coming up here. Of course, Martin Luther King Day is Monday. I think all the places will be closed, right? Government buildings, schools are closed.
No mail.
No mail. No hate mail. One day of the year I don't have to get hate mail.
Oh, boy.
And
they'll make up for it on Tuesday.
yeah, wait till the guy comes with a big packet of. And the big Martin Luther King celebration at Gateway, doors open 11:15 at the Madrigrano Auditorium. If you have any questions, you can call Diana at 564-3222. And they have a bunch of other things coming up on Monday. And then Tuesday, Courageous Conversations. That should be this show on Saturdays.
Courageous. What's courageous about it?
Yeah.
We use our real names, not anonymous. That's pretty
Ron, not his real name.
Yeah, right.
Green.
I think we should be.
I want to go.
We could be up for some kind of aldermanic kindness awards. I mean, after all, we play songs when they call in now.
We played a lot of songs over the years for a former guy. You know, that was kind of.
Here's a question. I should have asked Shirley this. If girls with big chests work at Hooters, where do the girls with just one leg work?
Oh boy,
Pete, you know the answer. It's not on there.
Let me
IHOP.
Oh, Ron. IHOP. Thank you, Ron. Boy, somebody's up studying during the middle of the night.
Jeez.
Whoa.
I gave an extra hour for this.
We're going to talk sports here in a little bit, but if you got a question about the comment about the Packer game, here's something interesting. How to get a marriage license in Kenosha County. Now, see, this is interesting for people if you're thinking about getting married. You got to be 18 years of old, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a 5-day wait. Residents must apply in person. And you have to have
a good thing.
Well, you can't apply online. I mean,
so there's no Skype weddings allowed.
There's none of that either.
Yeah.
Photo ID, proof of residence, birth certificate, social security number, name and address, phone number of the guy performing. And under no circumstances, I think, if you want this marriage to last more than a couple of days, don't mention my name, because that's probably not.
You're not the officiant.
I'm not
right?
the officiant.
No,
What do you mean, guy performing?
The officiant.
Oh, okay.
You know,
a clown or a juggler. Or
yeah,
something
the clown. Yes.
Who's the DJ? You have to register that. Why the 5-day waiting period? Just in case you realize what a
Cool
terrible,
down period.
terrible mistake you're making.
Well,
oh my God! What did I do?
What
did I do?
It used to be for blood test, but I don't think you have to have blood tests anymore.
Yeah.
5-day cooling down period. That's Pete. You're not painting marriage in a proper perspective here. You could say, if these people are going to apply for a marriage license, they could actually be in love.
I mean, yeah, but 5 days is a long time, man.
Well, that gives a guy like me, for example. No, that's not the wrong example.
Yeah, that's the wrong example.
I don't want to use that for an example. That's a bad thing. But 5 days, I suppose you could have. I suppose I got to do background checks and paperwork and things like that. So here's somebody calling. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, hi, it's Mark from Kenosha.
Hi, what's up?
I got a couple ideas what you could do with that extra second.
Okay. Now, be careful. Do I have to blip this? Pete, ready to dump this?
Kill
or
button.
something we can play?
No, you don't have to dump anything.
Okay, good.
First, you could bring back a certain former Kenosha alderman who was on WLIP for a while.
Oh, we got something for him, right, Pete? Here, this guy, you mean?
Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender.
That guy?
Pretending that I'm doing well.
Did we get the right guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we could find a sponsor, but it would be interesting for at least 1 second.
Well, he never found a sponsor, so what makes you think we could do it? But go ahead. You got more.
The other thing would be you could use that 1 second to list all the accomplishments of our assembly representative, Bob Works.
Okay. So you don't think he's accomplished much?
No.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because I haven't heard of anything he's accomplished except a lot of whining.
Okay.
He goes to a lot of spaghetti dinners, fish fries, stuff like that.
Well, that's part of the job, right?
But in 17 years, he hasn't done too much.
Okay. Well, he keeps getting elected, so...
yeah, he does.
In fact, I don't know... Let's see. Did somebody run against him the last time? Yeah, somebody did.
I remember the recall election. He was, of course, contested, but I don't remember in the next general what happened.
Hey, you know what? We were talking about elections and referendums, and now people are positioning themselves. Mitt Romney and Hillary Clinton all kind of try to position themselves the next year for running for president. Do you think people actually win an election, or does the other guy or issue lose it?
That's hard to say. It could be either way.
Well, I mean, Obama got to be president basically because the people didn't care for George Bush's 8 years. And if you go to school boards, we have a new school board, 2 new members last spring because the other 2 didn't do the job. And people that were aldermen and county board supervisors get voted out because I guess they basically lost the election versus the new guy coming in. But I guess that's what we have. That's our version of term limits, right?
I think if you look at our governor's race, I think Walker won that.
This time. Well, do you think Mary Burke was a very weak candidate?
I think she was a terrible candidate.
Well, then shame on the Democrats for you'd think that they'd come up with somebody. She put $5 million, I think, right? $5 million of her own money into that.
Now they did. Mike Tate has decided he's not going to continue to be the leader of the party.
Oh, he voluntarily stepped down?
Yes.
I see where Reince Priebus got elected again, or re-elected to the national...
Unprecedented third term, yeah.
Republican Party. And you know what? They got to put up, it's their job to put somebody up that's going to be competitive.
Well, to me, Tate leaving is kind of like Cutler leaving the Bears. I'd rather see him stay.
Well, maybe Cutler could be the new representative.
That would be a good idea.
I mean, speaking of Cutler, do you think we were going to talk sports, but that's all right. You think he's going to stay, or is he out?
I think he's out.
And then what are you going to do?
I don't know, but I think John Fox probably took the job with that as a precursor, saying, "Yeah, but Cutler's gone."
Well, you know, they have...
Maybe Peyton Manning follows him from Denver, plays one more year in Chicago.
Help me out. Where did Fox come from?
Yeah, they can trade him back to Denver. That'll work.
Denver Broncos.
Oh, it'd be like trading one of our aldermen on loan to this place up
to
in
Independence, Wisconsin. Oh, yeah, we're sending 5.
Why don't you just...
At
the
random,
Bears,
of course.
Are you a Bears fan?
Am I what?
A Bears fan?
No, man, no way.
Yeah, I wouldn't admit to that either.
Go back, go.
What do you think is going to happen tomorrow in the big Packer game?
Well, I sure hope the Packers can win. It'll be tough, but I think they can do it.
Well, yeah, if Aaron Rodgers, you know, that first game that Seattle kind of waxed him out there, hopefully that's gone. But you going into... Seattle's got a very good football team, plus they won the Super Bowl last year, so...
I like the way they've been playing on both sides of the ball lately, so I think they have a good chance.
So, as Packer fans, we don't want Cutler either, do we?
No, we want Cutler run the Bears. We want Cutler to stand the Bears. Yeah.
That gives us 2 wins automatically, right?
Well, it's good entertainment. Watch Bear fans get all frustrated with this play.
Who's a free agent for the Packers this year?
Randall Cobb will be a free agent this year.
Well, he's going to make a lot of money.
You know, they'll probably re-sign him.
They ought to, and so did Jordy Nelson. Got a big contract back in the spring training or the
training camp
days. So Packers got lots of money, and they got a good thing going up there. So we'll tune in and see how it goes. It's probably going to be a very close game.
Yeah, okay. I'm getting close to my destination, and I have to pay attention to my GPS, so I'm going to have to go. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mark. That's a creative excuse to get rid of us.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. Yeah. To my destination, now I got to go. So basically, we just filled in 2 minutes of this guy's life, right? So I suppose.
Well, are you going to have a Valentine's special? It's on a Saturday too.
Actually, we could. Pete and his wonderful radio show was talking about to all the what did Dan say? Oh, potholes we loved before.
Oh yeah, potholes we loved before.
It's in the process. It'll debut maybe next week or Valentine's. All of the roadkill we
for the record. Before. Yeah, Dan wanted other people to write the song for him. Well, you guys are actually working on the song.
Well, I have our version, and we'll air it maybe next week as a prelude. And
who's going to sing it?
You and I.
Oh, all right, then.
No.
Yeah. Me.
I got to read one more. I don't want to cause trouble here or cause a rift between you, but she signed you guys up for ballroom dancing as a Valentine's present. So just
not happening.
See what happens. Pete, we want to take our last break, and when we get back, we're going to talk some sports, talk a little bit more about the Packers and the Bears. You know, they got a new general manager, whopping age 37 with no experience at all, and a new coach. And I also want to talk about this 10-game suspension for Bucks Larry Sanders. Oh, yeah, let's give these guys a new $500 million stadium. We'll be right back.
spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition.
Speaking of human drama and the agony of defeat, here we just skied into town. This is the Kenosha Today Weekly Report coming to you live here in WLIP AM 1050, brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. I am Uncle Scotty Barter, along with the big dog, Stevie Casey, who is not with us this morning. He's out on an illness, and hopefully he'll be back next week. Captain Ronnie Muttersbach, and the always very alert, propped up like he's at the weekend at Bernie's Pistol Pete Surgeon, as we head down the home stretch of the newly extended Kenosha Today Weekly Report. Being the serious journalists that we are and expanding horizons, fully prepared, very knowledgeable. In other words, Pete, let's see if we can bluff our way through this next 30 minutes talking sports. Hey, I was listening to your promo.
Yes.
Did I hear Dan say, let's roll the video? Isn't a radio program? Roll the video. What's he talking about?
So we took a phone call, and the guy who was on the line with us, Brad, one of our Lip-Off fill-ins, hosts a Thursday night show, Julian Reitler on Sports, 7 till 9, Thursdays on WLIP. He wanted Dan to capture my reaction to what he was about to say, so that's when Dan started to roll the video. I don't know if he got it or not.
Where did this video ever play?
It's probably still on Dan's phone somewhere.
Oh, so that was just...
It will not be on YouTube like the Kenosha Today program, I'm guessing.
Well, we could have you when we do our song next week if it's called...
I'll wear black. I hear it's thinning on camera that way.
Roadkill, all the roadkill we've loved before. And
hey, Ronnie, can you have the camera take 20 pounds off by chance? Is there a setting on there for that?
Do anything.
Okay,
Yep.
you're the wizard.
We'll take your calls and comments about the big Packer game tomorrow, 262-694-1050. You know, they always list Rodgers and Lacey as probable. I think, isn't there an NFL rule where if you're hurt to some degree...
you have to be listed,
You have to be listed. Now, see... Therein lies the difference between WLIP and Digity Media or
Digity Media, right? Yeah.
They don't have to list us
right.
by accident. Took me in a year. They don't have to list me as probable. I mean, I just show up. I mean,
yeah, right.
I don't have to call in.
Probable what?
We expect you to be here unless we hear otherwise.
Yeah. Well. Also, the Bears ended up with a new coach, John Fox. Has a reputation for turning teams around, and boys, he got his hands full here with the Bears, and coming in with a new general manager whose name I forgot already.
Ryan Pace,
and all I know is he's only 37 years old. So I think that the Bears, it's going to be a number of years.
Well, at least a year. It takes some time to turn things around. So
well, it's like the Cubs. Every year every team can have a bad century.
Yeah, all the way this year, baby. Woo.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, guys. I'm calling back because I just talked to two people, and they said they had the most fabulous time down at that dance concert last night. You know, that guy said it was no good. And
I don't know if he said it was no good. He said there was a lot of people there. He had trouble parking because parking is limited. And he said there was too many people probably for the building.
Oh, well, I misunderstood that. Well, these two people said it was fabulous. And I had gone there the week before to see Elvis. And, those people were so wonderful to us. They helped us if we needed any help up the steps or anything. And when it was over, they helped us down this, it was like a freight elevator. And they helped us on the elevator and helped us into the car. And I just want to say what a fabulous people they were down at that marina.
So surely when you were there, the reason you had to take the elevator is because you got too many glasses of that chumchata or muscatel or whatever you were into.
Yeah, we made it up fine, but going down, we took the elevator.
That's how it is, baby. It's going home is a lot tougher.
What she doesn't tell you is they made sure she had a couple of paper bags with her for the ride down. Yeah.
Well, that's good that they had.
But it was a nice old guy helped us in the elevator, and I just can't tell you how wonderful those people were to us.
A little bit of age discrimination there, Shirley. It's some old guy. What are we doing here? Come on.
And these people that went, they said people were there of all ages, and they said it was fabulous last night.
Well,
and they didn't see anybody that was sick or anything. Maybe they just didn't see it, but they said, oh, they had a time of their life.
Okay. Well,
So
you know
I'm
what?
just calling to say I want to just talk and tell those people what a wonderful time we had last Saturday and how
you
wonderful
showed them, Shirley. You showed them.
I did, and how I just can't tell you how wonderful those people were to us.
Did you get another scarf?
I did. I got a scarf. I got 3 of them now from
Elvis.
Elvis. And in a flower thing, he sang a song and he put flowers around my neck and kissed me.
Shirley, are you considered a groupie?
Pardon?
Are you considered a groupie?
I think I am now, yes.
All right. Well, thanks for enlightening us.
Yeah, I just
Appreciate it.
want to tell people how wonderful they are down at there. It was the old Eagles.
Right.
All
Okay,
right.
dear. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You know, again, I got to commend Frank Carmichael for, I don't know about the Elvis one, but this one. You know, putting that on, and I know the prices weren't cheap, but you can get 800 people in that ballroom for a venue like that.
Didn't Lenny? I think Lenny emceed the Elvis one.
He did.
Yeah, he was talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Palmer, Lenny. Yeah.
What was this? Oh,
He was trying to do his best Ed Sullivan impression. And then he realized people went, Ed who? Huh?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Versus Lenny who?
I didn't go there.
We're talking sports or anything else that you might want to talk about. We talked about a lot of things today. How to get a marriage license and tourism dollars and the trolley and my new golf course. Got to include that.
Did I tell you guys my Packer prediction?
No, go ahead.
I laid it out pretty well in depth last night, but people missed it. I have the Packers 27, Seattle 24 in overtime. And Aaron Rodgers will not only have to have the game-tying drive at the end of the fourth quarter, but will also have to get them in position for the game-winning field goal in overtime. And the Packers defense will have to make a stop in overtime, too.
So is this a guess, or you know this by some insider?
It came to me in a vision yesterday. Well, I was outside meditating, and
doing some Tai Chi.
I was doing something, and so anyway, that's my prediction.
Well, I think I was listening to the Milwaukee Fox 6 Sports, and people were calling in, and there's a lot of people in Green Bay or in Wisconsin. They're kind of worried. They don't know that Green Bay can get through this, but this is the road to the Super Bowl, and you got to play your best, and you got to beat the best team. And Seattle's definitely
now's the moment to pick them. I mean, you could. I knew they were going to beat Dallas. This is the moment now. This is the moment you got to show
morning quarterback.
Your true belief.
Yeah. And after all, I should realize that you are the WLIP announcer of the year.
The man.
News, weather, sports, and you do it all. So I shouldn't even question. And
whatever this is. Yeah, right.
Yeah. An article in the paper today, a 10-game suspension for the Bucks' Larry Sanders because he violated the NBA's anti-drug program. And we want to give these guys a new $500 million stadium?
Does it say what he tested positive for? Is it something...
What's the difference? Anti-drug program.
Performance enhancing, or is it
too many green
recreational?
Center said he was penalized for using marijuana.
Okay. It's not performance enhancing.
Well...
I'm just saying he's not playing better basketball because
Well, he's signed a $44 million contract extension before 2000.
That'll buy you a lot of greenery.
And street value of
I have no idea. I would not know, of course.
He missed last season 27 games for a fracture near his eye, and then was also sidelined 25 games last season after surgery on his right thumb following an injury in a bar fight.
I think what we found what the Bucks can sell to raise money for the new stadium. We have a product that they could raise a lot of money. I think it'll be up in no time.
That's right. Well, anyway, my point we talked last week about should the public have to ante up anything at all for a new Bradley Center or whatever they want to call it, $500 million projected price. I'm sure that's going to go to a serious referendum.
I would imagine that should.
And that
that's an actual a lot of money, not
Well. Actually, a lot of money. Milwaukee seems to be trying to jam their streetcar down.
Now that's a lot of money too.
$126 million.
Yeah.
And that alderman's trying to get this to a referendum. He needs 33,000 signatures based on the last governor's. But they're all too late in the day, and I'm not sure I still understand the fixation of electric streetcars. I know that they're pretty, and we have this one here, and it goes around in a circle, and if I'm not a real fan of the streetcar, I don't ride it but once in 10 years. And why? Because of the ridership continually going down in the last 8 years. Now we're going to spend more money. I don't know that this really brings, in my view, $197 million.
At least the Kenosha streetcar line has the nostalgia factor, has a little bit of a tourism factor. The Milwaukee one is all modern. I mean, people aren't gonna, streetcar aficionados aren't gonna go up there to look at the new modern streetcars. They don't have that. They want to use it as transportation, and that is a lot of money.
If you're going to use it as a serious, bona fide transportation mode, that's one thing. And I know that when they initially proposed this one to go around Library Park, the thought would be that there's like 420 townhouses, condos, that would take people to the train station and they'd go down to Chicago. Well, it turned out
it's possible.
More than half of those people are from Illinois, and they were just using this to either flip it, the sale, or just they were going to retire it and use it as a weekend getaway. So that thing didn't materialize. Now, this to go around Library Park, and, well, like I said, some of the businesses along 6th Avenue and up on the harbor side now have been told that the city's going to actually remove the snow so that this thing gets through. So they're for it now based on that. And, of course, we are going to be applying as engineers, not to drive the trolley, but design electric streetcar phase 2. And if we could come up with a better logo. By the way, if you want to see our Kenosha Today logo, you can go to Facebook, and there's a picture right on 52nd Street. And maybe we should...
City Hall frames the logo, by the way.
That's right.
It displays prominently.
So there was thought process going into that thing, and it didn't cost anybody $50,000. And you know what? If you now have a streetcar, like there was a picture of this streetcar here, and all we need is a couple blood stains from roadkill on the front of that thing. I mean, that's going to make it real. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ken Keenel, and I'm with a group that is trying to bring a museum, AMC museum, to Kenosha. We're on Facebook, committee to bring an AMC museum to Kenosha, and we're having an exploratory meeting on the 26th of January at the local UAW 72 over on 3615 Washington Road. Mm-hmm. Everybody's invited. We're trying to be the grassroots of this and trying to get it going. And there's been a need here since the plant shut down to do this. And myself and my co-chair, Mike Romano, we've been working on this, and we have now just on likes on our Facebook page since I started the Facebook page just a little over a year ago, over 650-some members. So there's a need here for a museum like that. There's a need for people to realize, what we lost when the plant closed down. There's a need for families to, remember their loved ones that have worked at the plant, and the historical and economical parts of this too. So,
where do you think a good place to put it would be? In the old on the old Chrysler site itself?
No.
No. Okay.
No. A few of us have different ideas, and that's part of the reason why we're going to be meeting again. To me, one place would be where the other two museums are, and down by the lakefront, mm-hmm. or possibly if the casino gets going, see if we can get it out there.
Oh, that'd be a good place for it. Everybody would, that'd be an excellent place for it. Plus, there's parking out there, and right. Can you apply for some federal money? In all seriousness,
we're gonna do all we can. We have someone working on for us to be a 501c3. We're having someone put together a web page for us so we can get more information out, because Facebook is somewhat limited, but we're trying to make sure that we get as much information out, and I hate to say this is free information right now because we have no budget, but we're trying to get the word out, get anybody that wants to go to on the 26th at 7 over at the local 72 hall. They were kind enough to give us space there to to hold this organizational meeting. Yeah, very nice, very kind of them to do that.
What is it in the summertime when they have the big at Kennedy Park? Mm-hmm. When they have the AMC
Yeah, they had the rally. This
Rally,
afternoon.
yeah. How many cars did they get to that?
I don't know.
At least 1,000. The whole park's filled, right?
What I recall it was. But again, it's AMC is just not limited to this area. I mean, when they brought, my understanding was when people came to that there were people from overseas as well, like people from Norway and everywhere. I mean, even if you go on Facebook and start looking around, there's a museum right now I think it's in North or South Carolina, and but we should have it here. This is where it should be.
You're talking about obtaining a 501c3 as an accountant. I've done a number of those, and now with the IRS in such a state of flux, it's going to take a while. But if once you get in all the 80 pages or whatever it is, I think it would be well worth it, because let's say I own a car and I want to donate it to your museum. Well, that's a huge deduction for me on my tax return. Plus, you get a free car to put in your museum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's, we're thinking about, rallies. We're thinking about, cruising. We're thinking about, get-togethers and all this stuff that, should be part of the city isn't. I grew up in Kenosha and knew every day, walked home from McKinley Junior High School, from the plant. You could smell whatever that smell was. I'm not quite sure.
That's going to be part of my new golf course.
Yeah, I tell you, I remember that very distinctly.
Oh, sure.
Smells just don't go away, and but it was just, it's something that should be done. I mean, even I've heard Louis Regani speak about that, because Louis has a good background and he worked there, and I remember even the guard sheds having these big lights on there, wondering why these big floodlights were on top of the sheds. Well, it was because in case they were going to get bombed by enemy aircraft coming in from Germany or wherever on the plant. So
really?
I mean, little things like that. You don't even know on how they added on to the building, each building, until they were able to get what they wanted and the different types of cars here. In fact, there was a recorded show yesterday about Hudson coming in for the two or 2.5 years when they were here with AMC and Rambler, and that pretty much shut them down. But there's such a background here. It's so rich in history that having the historical society across the street, across the harbor, is a good start. But we need more. I mean, we need something that's going to not only bring in people, but bring in tell the story of Kenosha and why it started, how it started, and how important it was to the economy here.
Well, Louis Regana is a great source of that, and as I recall him telling me one time that before AMC there was a couple other cars that were manufactured here in I think the 40s. So yes, it has Kenosha's rich in tradition for car manufacturing, and I think it'd be a great. Now, see, that's something I believe. Now that you brought it up, would people come to see this?
They would come and see that. I mean, you'd be surprised again. I mean, it's just with adding people to our Facebook page and seeing that, well, thanks for the ad, and I got a 1974 AMX, or I got a 1964 440, and I just love the car, and things like that, and and people want, like they had the get together last summer. They also have a chance now to go and see what happened at the plant. See the pictures, maybe set up some working areas, where kids can get involved and stuff like that, and get on the assembly line, pretend to get on the assembly line. I mean, there's all sorts of things, but again, everything costs money, and everything has to be right in the right time to do everything.
Now that I was sitting here thinking about this, if that was downtown, and we're looking to bring people down and combine that with the indoor harbor market, and there's I call it the grassy knoll, but it's on kitty corner from City Hall that's open for development and has been right on that corner, to put in a harbor market indoor, and try to combine that with what you're suggesting, I think now that would bring people downtown.
Yeah, well, we live further out in Racine County, and one of the things that we do in the summer here is, and it's not just to kill time on a Saturday, but we go to the market because there's nothing like that around here where we live, and so we enjoy it. I mean, probably the only other close one that has anything to it would be Madison, but yeah, it's
we got some possibilities.
I hope so. I mean, everything starts with an idea, and everything, it may not come about until 10, 15 years, but again, it's worth a try, and I think it's an important part. I mean, we've all had either family members or friends that work there. I know when I got out of the Air Force, my little story was that when I got out of the Air Force, I went to the employment office, had a sport coat and tie on because it was hot, and walked in there, and I said, I'm here to apply for a position, and she says, we're not hiring at the office today. I said, I'm not here for the office.
Those days are gone, huh?
Yeah. I said, I'm trying to get it and work on the assembly line. Well, just fill out your application, and never got heard from again.
Well, to give you a good example of just an idea starts and had no money is Tammy Conforti's Dream Playground. She started, I'd say, 5 years ago with this dream to make a playground specifically for disadvantaged and disabled children. Mm-hmm. And now she's raised, what'd she say, about $500,000. The city's matched it, and it's going to come to be. So it takes a little time, but when you get the right people in your corner, and there's a lot of good people in town that would get right behind this deal, and just need a little, everything starts with an idea, and I applaud you for doing that, and I hope it works out.
Thank you. We're going to do our best, and even if nothing happens right away, we understand that, and so we're going to go ahead and start it, push it, get people interested in it, and hopefully
keep us informed and let me know how it's going. And
you're welcome. We're going to have Don Joyce there from the
museum. He's a museum curator, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah. So he's going to be there. We're going to try to get a few other speakers there, and to try to promote this. Again, I don't know if we're going to have 4 people there or 200. I don't know. Well, but again, everybody's welcome.
You do the best
you don't even have to own an AMC vehicle or have anybody that work there. If you're interested in Kenosha history and try to get something going here for some more going for this our great city, then show up.
Well, you let us know because we know people, and some of them might even like us. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
I know.
Congratulations. Thanks for the call.
All right. Thank you.
I think that's